clear, ready to transmit. Pro fan hoops on the court, we got the game lit. Not talking highlight reels just for the common glance. We talking dedicated skills, taking every chance. From logo threes to rebounds, Chicago got the me-bounds. Asia got 3 chips, Las Vegas Aces in the town. You tune into the channel if you want to get the facts. Women's basketball is fire, no need to relax.
What's going on, y'all? Coach Marcus, Pro Fan Hoops, is in the building. Didn't feel like editing and recording, so you just go live when you get lazy. That's the way it works. But what's going on? What's good with you? Wanted to go over some things real quick, and let me change this up. See if I can get my second screen. There we go. Still got Cancun up there. So, just looking at this situation that's going on with the WNBPA, and they are running out of time. That's the long and short of it. That they are running out of time. They are. Let me see if I can check my phone. Let me ask Google, because I believe it is. Hold on, I just saw a thing. It was WNBA, May 8th. So let's see, Google, how many days? How many days till May 8th? There are 95 days till May 8th. What's up, Harold? What's up? What's up? Harold, you first out the limo, bro. I'm still working on my numbers on this channel, so hopefully we'll get some people to tune in, but you got 95 days till May 8th. Because I'm looking at this. This is on the WNBA Twitter feed, X feed. So it says WNBA slated to tip off 30th season Friday, May 8th, with the WNBA tip-off 2026 presented by CarMax. Toronto Temple makes franchise debut May 8th. Portland Fire opens in return to WNBA May 9th. May 9th includes defending WNBA champion Las Vegas Aces, finals rematch versus Phoenix Mercury, and Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever hosting Paige Beckers and Dallas Wings. Now they finally getting the rivalry right. It's not Caitlin and Angel. They finally get Caitlin and Paige, 2 people that play the same damn position. LA Sparks hosted Liberty. No mention of Chicago either. Wow. So you got 95 days. So they got 95 days to get this right. What's up, Carlos? What's going on? What's going on, Dan the man? Yeah, things are not looking good, bro. I'm with you, man. Things are not looking good at all, man. And I've said this before, and I understand Nneka Ogwumike and Brianna, what they were trying to do, and Fee. I understand what they were trying to do, but in my opinion, they was trying to bite off too much. And to this day, they still refuse to acknowledge the 29 years that they haven't turned a profit. They still don't want to acknowledge that. They want to leave that, kick that to the curb like it didn't happen. And it's like them people that was donating money all of them years. It wasn't just the NBA. It was other owners and other organizations. And some of them people want their damn money back. And I just thought that it was kind of disingenuous that you going to ask for, in my opinion, the Players Association, NECA, everybody that wants to put a t-shirt on, pay us what you owe us, all of that. That's all well and good. But you can't operate from a place where the last 3 years, you want to act like the last 3 years have been status quo. I'll give you the year before Caitlin Clark hit the scene. And I'm saying that personally, because before Caitlin Clark made it to the league, I remember, and I've said this before, I remember the stories about Las Vegas. The Las Vegas just went back to back. Asia Wilson was it. And the Las Vegas Aces was one of the first teams, if not the first team, to sell out their season tickets before the season started. Now, did it have a lot to do with them being in Vegas? Absolutely. They get the advantage for being in Vegas because you know what? They can offer tickets as a I don't know, you get free tickets when you stay at our hotel sort of thing. The same way they, you stay at the MGM and you get free tickets to go see Jabberwockies or something like that. It's the same thing, but somebody had to buy them tickets. The hotels bought the tickets and all of that. Whatever it took, they were the first team to sell out of season tickets before the season. As far as I can remember, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the chat. And they want to, so I give them a year or two before Caitlin Clark came to the league, because I was hearing things and I wasn't paying attention, but I was still hearing about the Las Vegas Aces. And as funny as it is, I remember when they won the first time they won, and I can't remember. I believe it was the first time, not the second time, where they had their parade in Vegas, and it was like, and it's like, stop trying to pump it like that. Now, when New York won, and they had the parade in New York, it still wasn't as big as like if the Knicks would have won and all that kind of stuff. But you still had a whole lot of people out in New York celebrating the Liberty winning that title, and that's what they tried to portray it as, and it was just it wasn't good. But they want to act like this hype, this publicity, all of this, the numbers that they're getting now, they want to act like it's always been like that, and it hasn't. It has only been like this for the last 3 years, really the last 2 seasons. Let's keep it a buck. What nobody, even when Las Vegas had gone back to back, wasn't nobody trying to move them to bigger venues. The whole bigger venue thing didn't start until Caitlin Clark got into town. Again, let's keep it real, whether you like her or not. And that was the biggest problem with Caitlin Clark. Everybody just assumed, and again, this is my opinion, everybody just assumed the most popular player had to be the best player in the league. And they are two different things. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the WNBA. Full stop. Point, period, end of paragraph. Does not mean she is the most popular. Caitlin Clark is clearly the most popular player in the league. Clearly, by a wide margin. And that's okay. But it seemed like everybody else was getting pissed off because of it. And it's like, man, just be glad that somebody opened up the door. If somebody gonna open up a safe to $1 million, why do you care who opened the safe? Go in there and get your money. But everybody was putting out that vibe like it's me, it was us first. I hated that. They not like us. And what was that girl? What's the girl that's on the broadcast show? Renee Montgomery. Ain't she part owner, like a minority owner of the Atlanta team, the Atlanta Dream? And she went on that whole thing. They not like us, and we knew exactly what she was talking about. And I was like, hold on. It's like, if you talking about Caitlin Clark fans, which I am one of them, what you mean they not like us? You ain't talking about me. And what happened is they lumped everybody. You don't think there's a whole bunch of, let me say it like this. You don't think it's a whole bunch of black folks that like Caitlin Clark? You don't think it's a whole bunch of white folks that like Angel Reese? It goes both ways. So when you say not like us, who the hell are you talking about? That was disrespectful and racist and wrong. And it just, all of that shit got out of control. And everybody want to get on their little girlfriend tip and snap their fingers and roll their necks, trying to say what they owed and what they should get. And it's like, that ain't how business works. And they're going to F around and find out. They're going to mess around and find out. And it's like, listen, everybody ain't got Caitlin Clark State Farm money. Everybody ain't got Angel Reese Met Gala money. Hell, everybody ain't got Paige Becker's NIL when she was at UConn money. And ain't nobody talking about all of the other players, the good players in the league that are just good players. You still got to have role players. You still got to have people that ain't nobody heard of, ain't nobody paying attention to, but they do make up your team because that person is the hustle team. And because let me be honest with you, didn't nobody know who Lexi Hall was until the fever got good and she started feeding off of Caitlin's misses and all of that. It all works together. As good as Kelsey Mitchell was, now everybody knows who Kelsey Mitchell is. Not that they didn't before, but now the people that wasn't paying attention know who she is now. So, Harold, I agree 100%. They didn't have this much attention, and you get what you get. You get what you get. And let me be honest with you. In my opinion, they wasn't ready for it. I never forget my senior year at Eastern Kentucky. I had already broke the all-time leading rushing record at that time. It was considered 1AA, wasn't FBS yet. But I was the all-time leader in 1AA history. And I knew I was going to have a shot to go to the pros. I was getting ready for the combine, all of that kind of stuff. And our student advisor, our academic advisor, made us take etiquette classes. And we pitched a bitch because mostly it was, football players and stuff like that. And she told us, she said, if you guys are going to make it to the professional level, you are going to find yourself in situations where you're going to be at dinners, award shows, things of that nature, and you got to learn how to handle yourself. And she was 100% correct. 100% correct. And it's the same way when you're talking about media classes and understanding how to handle the media and how to talk in front of a microphone. And when you're talking business about a CBA deal, not to drop damn F-bombs. Natasha, come on. I like Natasha Cloud. I'm a fan of Natasha Cloud, but damn, read the room. I know you from Philly. I know you was feeling yourself, but read the room because the moment is bigger than you and being in Philly and you representing the league and you sending out these messages and dropping F-bombs. Come on now. Is that the best we can do? Is that what you putting at the table? Because optics matter in a situation like this. When you're talking about a new deal, optics matter. And the people that are talking the most for the WNBA players are talking like they from the streets and like they ain't never been in the negotiation room before. You just gonna you gonna pay us what we want. Let's put a giant rat outside the Nike store. And like, what the hell are y'all doing? This latest offer was a slap in the face, and oh my God. You can look now and see those response letters that the WNBPA put out, and it was like, who the hell is writing this? It's almost like they was like sitting, like having a sleepover, like, ooh, you should write this. You should write this. You know what you should say? You should say it's a slap in the face. It sounded high schoolish, in my opinion. It sounded high schoolish. It sounded like if you'd have taken that letter to a Fortune 500 company and said, put this out as a public response with our company's name on it, they would have kicked you out of the damn company. Ain't gonna have my company representing in this way, in this manner, using this language. Are you crazy? But they did it. And from the rip, it was not a good look at all. So Harold, I'm with you, bro. I think they hurt themselves. I think they painted themselves in the corner talking about we not gonna move and they gonna give us, and talking about the revenue and all of this and all of that. It's like it's a lot more to it than that, and you're not gonna get it all on the first bite. You are just not gonna do that. So stop trying to do that. And I don't know who was advising them in that regards, but it may have cost them. And now you are less than 100 days before your proposed start of the season. Do you know how much shit y'all got to get done in 95 days? You got to work out your free agency. You still haven't had a expansion draft yet. Then you got to have a regular draft. Oh, and by the way, you got to fit this in between everything else is going on. March Madness is going on. Baseball is going to be going on with spring training. The Olympics, the Winter Olympics are coming. That's going to get the lion's share of the attention on all of the networks. And then before you know it, the draft will be here. Then we'll be right back going into training camp for football season. So you squished in the middle. You had a little bit of space where it was your thing because everybody wanted to see Caitlin Clark and everything else that was going on. Get it? You got a lot of good mileage from the team in Natalie Nakase's team in Golden State, the Valkyries. They were fun to watch. You had all of that, a big market city, being that close to LA. You had everything working in your favor, and you fall in the bag. You effing with the money. You effing with the money. World Cup. Thank you. World Cup. Lord have mercy. I'll be covering World Cup. Shoot. The biggest sport in the world. Don't get it twisted. Y'all are out of time. You don't have a lot of time. And by the time you come back, there's going to be too many other places that people want to look. The WNBA is going to be the last option. Who's playing the World Cup? What events are they doing in the Winter Olympics? You better hope they doing like the what's that one event? The long distance skiing and when they be doing the shooting. I forget what that's called. They better hope that's on. Oh my God. They I don't know. Harold, yeah. Yeah, but that's Chicago though. Chicago got a history too. I'm not gonna lump all the teams like Chicago. Chicago's been having problems. And they hoping to God that Angel Reese don't try to leave, but she ain't gonna leave. Where's she gonna go? She gonna breach her contract? So I don't, it is what it is. Uh yeah, but Carlos, I don't disagree with you. But the problem is they still got to do all of this other shit. Like you don't just snap your fingers and the league starts. This ain't like, instant pancakes. You don't just add water and mix. You gotta. It's a lot of stuff to get ready. What happens to all of these? What happens to all of these venues that are in limbo, waiting to see if the league is gonna happen? Because that's a lot of money divvied out. Because you can't wait to reserve an arena, especially with all of these other overseas events happening, World Cup and all of this type of stuff. You got a lot of events happening. Now you got women's volleyball and you got all these other things that happen. And what happens if they book an arena and then the league is late? So what happens on those dates at the arena? Who's paying for that? Who's paying for that? That's the one thing that you need time to prepare. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to plan a season and book all of these arenas? Because these things are booked like years in advance. And now everything gets changed up. And okay, they're not coming. So are we going to let the monster truck rally come through town and maybe we can make some money off of that? That's at the end of the day, everybody's trying to get paid. Everybody's trying to make money. And if they're not going to turn up for their venue and somebody else is willing to pay some little rap concert, some little monster truck rally, X Games, BMX biking, whatever it is. They got to get some. They got to get some people to pay to come in that building so they can keep the lights on. And the WNBA gonna mess around and get left in the dark. And then it will really be the league following like one or two people in the league. I believe Paige Beckers is a legit star in the W right now. But Paige Beckers can't generate the type of interest that Caitlin is getting. And I'm a Caitlin Clark fan, but right now I think Paige Beckers is a better overall player. But guess what? I want to see him go face to face. That opening week, they better not mess that up. Y'all effing with the money. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to rent it out. Then you got to get popcorn and merch, and who gonna be selling the hot dogs and the people walking down the aisle selling cotton candy and all of that kind of stuff. It costs a lot of money. Who's the production crew? Who's the camera crew? Who's operating the graphics on the big screen? That cost a lot of money. I got a friend of mine, because I'm into that type of stuff. I got a friend of mine that every now and then I'll go with him. I haven't done it in a couple of years, but I've done it like 3 or 4 times. I've been to a NASCAR event with him. I've been to 2 NASCAR events, and I've been to an NFL event with him like twice. And he is a NFL freelance cameraman. So when you watching the NFL game and you get them views, and you know that dude is standing on top of the stadium with that big ass camera that look like a cannon, he's one of those guys. He flew to Brazil when the Eagles played in Brazil a couple years ago. So I like to see what goes on behind the scenes, because I want to see how the sausage is made. And it is a production. And all of them people that work on that production are good at what they do. And it's a lot of them. The dudes that be in the control booth, controlling the instant replay, the cameras. How you think they get all of them camera angles coordinated? That is no joke. Somebody got to operate the drone. Somebody operating, that camera that's on the cable wires. All of that stuff. All of that stuff. Them people know what they're doing. Them people are paid like they know what they're doing. And to your point, Harold, it is expensive. Who's paying for all of that if you reserve and don't nobody show up? The WNBA does not, 95 days is not a lot of time to do all of the shit that they got to do. And you already know the WNBA sucks at promotion. They have been hot garbage at promotion. But all the players need to take media classes, just to understand what it means to represent your league talking on the mic, especially in a situation like this. I'm sorry. I love Natasha Kalau. I don't want to see her dropping no F-bomb when you're talking about the state of the league, because every time you say something, you represent all of the players. That's the thing I think they forget. Everybody don't share your exuberance over what's going to happen. And here's the other thing. What happens if you don't get everything you want? Does that mean you're going to stop playing? Or you going to suck it up, eat your crow, and show up on the court the next time you got a game? So are you going to step on the court rolling your eyes because you ain't get the deal that you wanted? No, you're going to get out there and you're going to play. Because the real part about it is, whatever happens, when you step on the court this year, you're going to be making a hell of a lot more money than you made for stepping on the court last year. So if you're trying to give people the side eye, you just going to look ungrateful. Optics are everything right now, because everybody wants to run and put something on social media. So she ain't going to get blacklisted. She don't get blacklisted. She's too popular, but she's going to be out of the league in a minute. And I tell you, that's why they're hanging on. They want to get she want to get her 1 or 2 years of $500K or above. And let me be honest with you, Natasha Cloud can still play. Now, I don't know how long she want to play because all it takes is one step to the left or to the right, and your knee expiration date may hit. I agree with that. I agree with that. I didn't think I was looking at it differently, but I agree. I agree with that. The free agency is going to be crazy. The free agency is going to be crazy. I want to see somebody like. Obviously, I'm saying this because I'm a Fever fan, but I want to see like somebody like Ari McDonald make $500K a year. I want to see somebody like that. Somebody that's been grinding, waiting for the opportunity. You can't tell me the way she played at the end of the season. How can somebody kept cutting her? Why did somebody like that kept getting cut? You know what I'm saying? So I want to see somebody like that. I want to see somebody like Michaela Timpson make good money. I want to see Kelsey Mitchell make good money. Because those are the people that are not, they're not grandstanding. They get out there, they bring their lunch pail to work, and they leave it all on the court. They're going to let everything take care of everything, and they just leave it on the court. So I don't know what they're going to do because guess what? Everybody, they can rant and rave about this Project B, but guess what? They paying them all of that money. I'm not going to see Alyssa Thomas. I don't want to watch just Nneka Ogwumike and whoever. Now you're talking about a league with limited spots, and it's going to be the same thing. If Caitlin Clark ain't over there, the majority of the people ain't watching anyways. Now they can go over there and get their money, but at the end of the day, if they ain't watching, what they gonna do with it? And even the people overseas, they want to see the young up and coming players. I want to see Dominique Malanga. I want to see Gabby Williams. I want to see Johannes from New York. I want to see Amihir. There's a lot of good foreign players that are finally going to get their pub in the league, and people want to see that, especially if they can ball. Gabby Williams, she got the looks, she can ball. When AZ Fudd come in the league, she got the looks, she can ball. Juju Watkins, she got the looks, she can ball. Then you got all these young guns coming in. Juju Watkins, Lauren Betts, Olivia Miles, Mylasia Fulwiley, Silas Swords, Toby Fournier. You got all of these young up and comings. Sarah Strong is going to come in and dominate the effing league. But the league got to be ready for her. So, I'm saying, she said, opens the door for leagues. There's going to be a few because there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be a lot of people that's mad. Let me say it like that. It's going to be a lot of people that's mad. Because at the end of the day, who do you want to go see? Who is worth your money? There's a few vets that I want to go see. And I'm trying to think, like, who would I want to go see that's not like a new one? I would pay to go see. If Kelsey Mitchell came to town, I would go see her. If Sabrina Ionescu came to town, if I get the chance when they get the team in Philadelphia, I want to go see Kelsey Mitchell, Sabrina Ionescu. I'm trying to think who else. Who else would I want to go? I would go see Paige Beckers. Now, by the time Philly gets here, Sarah Strong should be in the league, going to see her. Juju Watkins should be going to see her. So there are some people, but are you going to see Brittany Griner? Are you going to see Nneka? Are you going to see Stewie? Is Stewie even going to be playing in 2030? Are you going to see Kelsey Plum? I don't even like Kelsey Plum anymore because she come across as dirty to me, especially when she kicked that girl in the knee. I was like, I'm done. Like who that, and that's the thing that people gotta forget. There's a big contingency of people that will go see Caitlin Clark. There's a big contingency of people, um, even though I think her audience is split, that'll still come to town to see Angel Reese. Angel Reese is different because her audience is split. Because she's doing the acting thing and because she's doing the fashion thing, her audience is split. And I've said this before. I don't mind. I like Angel Reese. You can like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark at the same time. And if people think if people criticize because of the me bounds, right? And I'm like, if I'm the other team, I'm cussing somebody out. Because I'm like, why the hell is she getting her own rebound 2 and 3 times? Y'all need to figure out a way to stop that. Or let me get somebody who can. That ain't her fault. But my point is, like, who's gonna, there's some people, the fashion people, the Met Gala people, there's a lot of them people that don't like basketball. And it's a lot of basketball people that don't like the fashion side of it. But there's some fans that like both. But that's why I say her fandom is split. And now she's getting into movies. She's supposed to be on some TV show or some movie or something like that. So she's dabbling into that. And it's going to take every day she on set making a movie is a day she ain't in the gym working on her jumper. That's how those things work. And personally, I don't think she's good enough to where she can just go back and forth. She can do it. But in my opinion, when she comes back to the court, she's going to be further behind. Not that she can't make up that space, but it's going to be people ahead of her playing better than she is. And it's going to take her time to get back in the form after she done been on the set, been away from the gym, all of that type of stuff. It's just a different vibe. So, Skylar Diggins, that's another one I was thinking of. Are you paying extra? If Skylar Diggins is coming to town, are you breaking you breaking the bank to get a ticket? Are you paying extra to get a ticket to see Skylar Diggins Smith? Or it's just Skylar Diggins now? Copper, definitely not Alyssa Thomas. Alyssa Thomas has got to be the biggest curmudgeon in the WNBA. And I know she's a legend, and I know she'll probably end up in the Hall of Fame, but like, she ain't fun to watch. That's my opinion. Kelsey Plum is good, but Kelsey Plum pissed me off when she kicked that girl in the knee. I keep saying that. I think it was the girl from the Valkyries. She kicked that girl in the knee. I was like, nah. And she talked too much and she cried too much. So, Stud Buds. Probably, because they got a big following now. But at the end of the day, it's what you gonna do on the court. Now, Natisha Heidemann, she had a good season last year. And what's the other girl's name? She had a good one. Listen, Kennedy, they need to get Kennedy back. They need to put all of that shit to rest and bring Kennedy Carter back. Because, and here's my logic with that. If I can sit there and watch that bullshit with Brittany Griner, and I can watch that nonsense with what's the girl that's been crashing out? But she just hit 47 the other day in Unrivaled. What's their name? What's the white girl's name that's fighting everybody? Dang it! Why am I blanking on her name? I had to look it up. Marina Mabry. Thank you, Marina Mabry. If the biggest stories in Unrivaled right now is Brittany Griner smacking Aaliyah Boston and Marina Mabry crashing out, getting mad at everybody and doing all of that stuff. If they can deal with that, how come you can't bring Kennedy Carter back? That's all I'm saying. If I can watch her trying to fight everybody and all of the stuff they letting happen in Unrivaled, then y'all need to bring Ken Carter back. Bring Kennedy Carter back, and people will watch Kennedy Carter. Because as much as as in from the streets as she is and how she play in her game, the girl is still good at hoops. And she will break some ankles. And you need her in the league. You need her in the league because she's gonna bring attention. At the very least, people want to tune in to see what she's gonna do. I hope she don't do nothing stupid. But she may have burned that bridge. Whatever she did in that locker room in Chicago that year, she burned a lot of bridges. She burned a lot of bridges. Because Chicago was going to make the playoffs. You cost your coach a job because if Kennedy Carter is played them last 5 games for Chicago, Chicago makes it to the playoffs. And the whole situation with Teresa Weatherspoon is totally different now. Totally different. In my opinion, she still might be the coach of Chicago. But they didn't. Kennedy Carter did what she did, throwing chairs and all that kind of stuff during the press conference. Like I said, media classes. Media classes. She need to be back because they need her back. And if you, after what she did, let me go back a little bit. Remember when she pushed Caitlin Clark? Everybody lost their shit. They was ready to crash out, and it wasn't a good look. It was an even worse look when she did it, and then they show Angel Reese in the background jumping off the bench, celebrating. And I was like, Lord have mercy, y'all are goofy. But the problem was, if you watch the game, that wasn't, Caitlin Clark had been in her ear talking shit all game. But the problem was she did that off-ball shit, and it just looked bad. She wasn't even smart enough to get it in during the play. If you're going to foul hard during the play, I understand that because it's in the play. But she did the girl ain't even had the ball, and it was a bad look. And that's what started that whole thing, that everybody was out to get Caitlin. And then for a while, you couldn't disagree with it. Remember the girl from Seattle punched her in the throat? I was like, really? And that's when the problem got worse and worse, and the refs weren't blowing the whistle. And I was like, WNBA, y'all let this shit happen. You let it happen. Kathy Engelbert should have had a come to Jesus meeting with all of them refs and officials, and they should have put the clomp down. Put them in the Cobra clutch and was like, listen, call the fucking fouls. Enough is enough. But they didn't do it, and they just let it go. And I understand playing hard, and I understand all of that, and they play physical. The women have been playing physical. But this was out of bounds. If it's a foul, let them play physical. But if it's a foul, call it. And it wasn't just towards Caitlin Clark. It just seemed that way because she got the lion's share of the attention. It was horrible in all of the games. It was terrible in all of the games. But it just looked like everybody was gunning for Caitlin Clark, and it didn't look like it. They were. But that's what happens when you're the first pick in the draft. So that wasn't unusual. What was unusual was the shit was obvious, and they weren't calling anything. That was the problem. So, yeah, they bad all the way around. Like I said, it was all across the league. It was horrible all across the league. So, I don't know what's going. Well, I'm trying to. All right, hold on. The WNBA and WNBPA met for about 3 hours Monday, gathering one source close to the situation described as helpful as both sides work towards a new CBA. Who was there and what they discussed, next steps, and more. Okay. All right, so this was 20 minutes ago by Alexa Philippou. So, describing it as helpful. Okay. All right. So, we'll see what they're going to do. They running out of time. 95 days, man. 95 days. So, I don't know. WBB, I would have thought the same thing. And now you see this from Alexa Philippou. She's saying things were helpful. So I don't know. Both sides don't want to strike. They know that. But the problem is, I think the Players Association, they done dug their toes too deep. Oh, we not moving, we not budging, we not doing this, we not doing that. I'm like, do y'all understand what it means to negotiate? Do y'all understand what it means for quid pro quo? You give some, you get some. Do this for me, I'll do this for you. You can't be a hard, y'all not the mob. It can't be a hard stance. You got to be willing to give a little. So I hope you're wrong, man. I hope you're wrong. So I don't know. I don't know. People just like the obvious stuff. Like I remember like the All-Star game. All-Star game, Caitlin and Angela on the same team. And when Angel got that pass from Caitlin Clark, the place went freaking nuts. And I was like, they don't hate each other. When they on the court and that little shit happens when Angel thought she pulled her hair and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, come on, Angel. It was like, Alyssa Thomas slammed you on your neck and you ain't jump bad like that. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. And you know, without a shadow of a doubt, Caitlin Clark don't want that type of smoke. So why you bringing it? why you bringing that type of smoke to somebody that don't want it? You only do that stuff to people that you know you can get away with it too. Because you wouldn't do that shit against Kelsey Mitchell. You wouldn't do that shit against Kyle Copper. You got to pick and choose your battles, and it's obvious when you do that. You know what I'm saying? So she wouldn't do that shit against Sophie Cunningham. But in any case, man, it's I hope they get the new deal going. Helpful, huh? All right. That'll be the adjective of the day, helpful. So it is what it is. Why are you trying to fight at work? and you know what? I ain't even mad. I remember that game. I wasn't even mad at that. Because at least it happened in game. At least it happened in game. I thought the theatrics afterwards was a little bit much, but okay. It happened on the court, so I'll let it pass. I'll let it pass. So, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, man, it was too many times where they could have called the whistle and eliminated a whole bunch of that shit, and they never did. And I was like, what are y'all doing? Like, what is the purpose? It's like, y'all gotta, because I know the referees get together and they watch film of the game just like everybody else because they got to get evaluated and all of that stuff. And sometimes I'm looking at these plays and I'm wondering, like, what were y'all thinking? Like, I remember the game, it was the game that Indiana played in New York, and it was a close game. And I think New York was up by 1, and they had that inbound play, and I think was it Natasha Cloud that stole the ball? Or was it? It wasn't Courtney Williams. It was Natasha Cloud that stole the ball from Caitlin. They could have called it a foul, but I thought it was a good rip. But it wasn't that play. It was the play before where they knocked what's her name? What's the big girl that played for Indiana and ended up leaving? Why am I blanking on all these names, man? I'm getting old. Alyssa Thomas's wife. DeWanna Bonner. It was the play with DeWanna Bonner before that out-of-bound play happened. They were trying to get the ball to DeWanna Bonner, who was on the baseline, and they knocked her down, and there was no whistle. And I was like, what are y'all doing? And they didn't blow the whistle. That was the play that would have put her on the free throw line that probably would have tied the game. And they didn't call it. So, I don't know. The referee was sucking all year. Well, I tell you what, Sophie, talking about Sophie the one that's done came up. Sophie like, screw all y'all. I'm getting all these damn endorsement deals. She done went from steak nuggets to, I saw her on one commercial the other day. It was, I don't even know what she was advertising. She was standing in the middle of the room talking. I was like, damn, that's Sophie Cunningham. So she getting hers in. I ain't mad at her either. Uh, people don't understand the expenses involved with the league, along with why net versus gross is a no-go. Yeah, they don't, man. They don't. So it's I'm looking at this thing by Derek Washington. Hold on. He's commenting on an article, but I'm trying to figure out the article. Oh, I'm about to read this. I ain't gonna go through this whole thing here, but oh, I'm definitely gonna watch that with Alexa Philippou right there. So, all right, we have to read that a little bit later. That's a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of stuff going on. So, I hope they get it right. I hope they get it right, man. So, but all right, I just want to get on here. I plan on talking for 10 minutes now. We going on 50. we at 46 minutes. But it's a good conversation, man. I appreciate y'all jumping in. I'm still probably gonna go on late tonight at 10:30 to talk about my birds and the NFL and getting ready for the draft and the Pro Bowl and all of that stuff. So um, but all right, good conversation, man. Good conversation. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Pro Fan Hoops. This is my second channel, Pro Fan Hoops. This is strictly basketball because I had enough people tell me not to cross the streams because basketball people don't necessarily watch football and vice versa. So I started this second channel strictly WNBA, NCAA women's, and I might even get into a little NBA because you know what? That's another thing I meant to talk about tonight. I meant to get into Paul George, but we'll say that for another time because that's funky to me. But in any case, I'm gonna get up out of here. If you tune in at 10:30, check me out. I'll be available to you. Yeah, so good conversations tonight, man. I appreciate everybody. Harold, keep bringing that fire, man. WBB4. Make sure y'all subscribe to Pro Fan Hoops, and we gonna keep going and keep this fire going a little bit longer, man. Talk to y'all later and appreciate you. Peace.